Hey y'all, this is your girl Miss Cotton. I'm rocking my purple for domestic violence awareness. Boy, this black power mixed with purple power, cause this wig is big. It's doing stuff. Let me pull me some bangs down. I ain't with all that. There you go. There you go. We in business now. I just wanted to share a quick thought on the conversation I had with somebody regarding the validity of the King James Bible. And you know, our black culture is surrounded by the Bible. You know, when we grew up, we had the big Bible on the coffee table. The Bible was the law. Grandma's house, you literally get hit with the Bible sometime when you get to cutting up. And I love the Bible for what it represents. But do I believe that the Bible is 100% accurate? No, I do not. And as an adult, I can say that without fear of somebody saying, oh, that's blasphemous. God gonna get you and all that stuff. It's the truth, y'all. And you know, sometimes we don't want to let go of the traditions and stuff Big Mama and them done told us, because it'll cause us to have to think for ourselves. And some people are just comfortable going with the flow of what's been practiced religiously over the years and not really seeking the truth for themselves. And there's no way the Bible can be 100% accurate. And I say that because too many hands was on it. It was too many translations. It wasn't even in English. It was translated from a totally different language. And you know, when you're trying to translate a language into English, some of the meaning gets lost. And besides that, I look at the Bible as a beautiful book with stories and examples of love, perseverance, faith, and all of that stuff about being good to your fellow man. But it's also like a game of telephone. You remember in school, you used to play the game of telephone. One person start at the end and whisper something in someone's ear, and by the time it get to the end of the line, the whole message of what that person said turned into something totally different. That's why I tell people to chew the meat and spit out the bones. Don't get caught up in arguing about the semantics of the Bible. Draw from the Bible what you need, because the Bible has some excellent examples on how to live a righteous life. But the Bible itself can't save you. You can't clutch the Bible to your chest every day and think that that's going to make you holier than anybody else. I'll tell anybody, I don't read the Bible every day. And some people may say, what? You got to read the word every day, stay prayed up and this and that. I agree on staying prayed up, but I don't agree that I have to read the Bible every day to maintain the level of loyalty that I have to God, because it's like reading an instructional book. And once you got it, you got it. You can go back for a review every now and then when you kind of miss a few points or whatever. But reading the Bible every day is not going to save you, no more than a person sitting next to you. The example I gave is of an ancient African tribe. Before they go out to war, the tradition, the elders gather the young warriors together, and they tell them stories about how those that went on before them slayed 50 men barehanded with no weapon, or jumped over a cliff that was impossible for somebody to jump, or they were so brave in the war that they threw a spear for miles. Now, of course, some of those were embellishments, but it was done to get the adrenaline going. It was done to give them courage to go out and do what their ancestors did. It gave them the drive to say, I'm going to make my people proud, just like the ones before me made them proud. So they don't question it. They go out to battle and they fight the the fight of their lives, with that in their heads. My ancestors did this. I can do this. Grandpa killed a lion with his bare hands. Here comes a lion toward me. Is he gonna run? No. I'm gonna fight that lion like Grandpa. And guess what happens? The lion comes toward him and runs off in a totally different direction because he stood his ground. He stood his ground because of what he heard from his ancestors. Now, years later, that young warrior becomes old and becomes one of the elders who's telling the other young warriors stories of what their people did. And as they're telling the story, they're thinking to themselves, this is what they did to me. Because they're embellishing also, but they're doing it to provoke courage, to fight. Now, a newer generation may stop and say, wait a minute, Grandpa, how is it possible to throw a spear that far with just your arm? How is it possible to kill 50 men with your bare hands? That's not possible. That warrior will go out onto the field and die because of his doubt, because of his questions. It's the same way dealing with the Bible and Christianity. I was completely healed from lupus because I heard of a man named Jesus Christ who died on the cross so that I may be healed. Now, is everything historically correct that led up to the crucifixion? I don't know. I may never know. But all I know is when I heard the story, it gave me the drive to fight. It gave me the drive to stand in the face of my enemy and say, I will not be sick in Jesus' name. I wouldn't have cared if that man's name was Jesse Bernard Christ. It was Jesus' name that healed me. And even though the Bible is not 100% accurate, the strength and courage I got to fight my illness, the faith that I had based off of a story I read, healed me completely from lupus. I went from not walking to walking because I read a story about other people who had miraculous things that happened to them in the Bible. And I said, I can do that too. And I did that. So this is what I would like to share with you. Chew the meat, spit out the bones. Take what you will from the Bible, but don't get caught up in the semantics of the Bible. Don't get caught up in people using the Bible as a tool to control people, because historically that's exactly what they did. That's why they let slaves read the Bible in the Bible only. But they picked and chose what they wanted the slaves to read. You, as a free person, have the freedom to go through that Bible and read some of those stories. And if that stuff is not jiving with your spirit, then don't do it. Because you don't need a book to teach you to be good. Because it's right here. It's in you. God is right here. You don't need a book to give you a moral compass. You know the difference between right and wrong. You know when you're doing something wrong because you'll be convicted. Your conscience will tell you something is wrong. But it doesn't hurt to read the Bible sometime when you need to gather some strength in a situation. This is my word on wheels. That's my viewpoint on it. Y'all can go to my website, godisahealer.com. I have plenty of videos, Word on Wheels series. Buy my book. Do something. Say hey. I don't care. But I love y'all. Have an awesome day. God bless you.